Louis, John Prusik. Louis is on his way driving to New Jersey. Thank you for joining.
Oh, hi, guys.
There's Michael.
Wait, I'm in the lower row on my computer.
There's Guy.
Hey, how you guys doing?
There we are.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Brian
Okay,
Cody
just wanna make sure
and
that-
Bob Clark entering.
Hey, Brian.
There's
Hey.
Brian.
Hi, Rich.
Brian?
Bob Clark. What'd you
Hey,
do?
Louis.
Bob
How's the
Clark.
drive going, Louis?
Good.
Parked? Good.
There's Bob. What did you do? Not go to church today?
I cut choir today. I told the choir master I couldn't make it today because I had a very important meeting.
Well,
That's right.
we've got a couple of big topics. Titus Brandsma finally canonized, and they're going to sell the Carmelite Junior Seminary in Hamilton.
I'd like to.
And then whatever else you guys want to talk about.
How'd you learn about the sale?
There's a bunch of ex-CJS guys and Niagara guys that are on a big mailing list, and
Yeah.
I got it from 2 or 3 sources. Oh, there's Tom Vaughn. Finally, somebody from Massachusetts who can go up there and negotiate for us.
Yes.
Wasn't there something on email from Kevin McBride about it? I thought I got,
Yeah.
He was
Yeah.
one of them too.
I think Elon Musk, we should call him and see if he's interested.
Maybe he could put a down payment down for us.
Sure.
Well, Doc had a good idea. We should all chip in and form
Yeah.
an organization and go buy it.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about you guys, but we could probably just afford the parking lot.
How about a GoFundMe, a GoFundMe page.
We had in a neighboring suburb, the Glenview Naval Air Base years ago. The government sold it. They didn't want so it was an airport. They sold an airport. And this developer came in and subdivided the whole thing and put up McMansions and a golf course and shopping area. And so maybe they could do that out there.
Well, Tom Vaughn, welcome. I was hoping somebody from Massachusetts would show up so you can get up there at Hamilton and start negotiating for us.
I
Tom?
don't see him on screen.
Yeah, he's here.
I see him.
I see him too.
Yeah, hey, Tom, can you hear us? Hello, Tom.
No, I guess not.
He's not muted. He's fudging around with it. Yeah,
Probably,
He's
yeah.
deep in thought.
Tom, can you hear us?
Does anyone know whether CJS has been remodeled significantly over the years? Has anybody
yeah.
been there recently?
Oh, yeah, we had the Boston
Yeah.
reunion. We went through the whole thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
They built up a dorm. They built a dorm over by the ski hill and they did a lot of things, but
Oh.
but
Yeah,
they
didn't they convert the gym into a dorms also?
yeah.
The gym, yeah.
But the thing that got me was they carved up the chapel.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't know, it really bothered me walking in there. And the oratory room was like a junk room. And the altar there was like a side table. And it was disturbing.
Tom Vaughn, can you
It
hear
was
us?
certainly not like we used to do it.
Tom Vaughn, can you hear us?
Now I can.
All
Yeah.
right.
Hey,
Go ahead.
look,
Go ahead.
you got to get up to Hamilton and start negotiating.
For what?
For what? They're gonna sell, Gordon Cromwell's gonna sell the whole property, 53 million
Oh.
bucks.
I didn't hear that.
How many acres, how many acres is it, Reg?
It's gonna turn into a lot of houses.
Or
You better get up there, Tom, and start bidding.
We'll
Yeah,
take a little collection.
yeah, it's gonna be very
That's
little,
right.
right?
All right,
Question,
so,
did that property include the, what is that, Loretta building, the, whatever that was?
Pilgrim Hall, the
Huh?
retreat house,
The
Yeah, the
retreat house,
retreat
too,
house,
right?
Yeah, it would be the whole property, yeah.
Whole
yeah,
property.
apparently
Okay.
everything.
So Gordon is going out of business or just, is Gordon just moving?
They're in financial
They're moving to
difficulty.
Boston.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
they're gonna go down to Boston. There's a lot of online stuff going on, not enough students.
They have another campus, I think, down in the Carolinas.
Yeah,
Oh, do that? Oh,
Mhm.
It may be the price of gasoline. It's too costly to go to Hamilton these days.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, we don't go anywhere.
yeah, it's too bad we don't have Malachi. He might figure out some way to get it back.
oh, man, that guy knew money. Oh, man, did he know money?
You
He
know,
used to bring in the newspaper every morning in history class, Abercrombie and Finn. He
Yeah.
would read us, he would read us the latest item that you could buy.
Right. Mhm.
hey, you know, the one thing we might do, I don't know what it's like in Massachusetts, but maybe it could be declared a historical building.
Why?
Take a lot
Because
of
you
money
were
to
there,
keep it.
Reggie.
A lot like some concentration camps elsewhere.
Yeah.
Reggie, did you say historical or hysterical? I don't know what.
So Louis, where are you parked?
On the beach of Cape May. My daughter and family are coming down here, and I just got here about 10 minutes ago. So we're spending a week. I'm treating my family there, so we got a little
Wow.
place at the beach.
How's the weather?
Nice.
How's the weather?
82 degrees, sunny, and pretty nice and sunny. Really nice.
Very good.
I love Cape May, Louis. I've been there, you know, I'm a Jersey boy, so I've been there.
Yeah, oh, I love it.
It's a lovely place.
Gasoline is about $4.79 a gallon here.
Not bad.
Well,
So
let's
it takes about $70 to fill up your tank, you know?
Wow.
let's go around the horn. We got two things I think that are of interest to everybody. Titus Brandsma was canonized, and that's been a very long endeavor. And then the sale of Hamilton. And let's go around and get everybody's take on that. You know, I had hoped that Bob Donnelly could join us because he's got his phone and internet, and he's on that famous Camino de Santiago walk across Spain.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've been getting any of his posts. He posts a number of things on Facebook. Yeah, I was hoping he might tune in. All right, so anybody in a particular hurry that needs to get in here first? Okay, good. Let's go to the bottom of the alphabet for a change. Out to California. Bob Wechter, you're gonna go.
You know, I don't know. I don't have that much. I did read with interest. Thank you, John, for posting the Titus Brandsma from what magazine was that? The
Boy, I
America,
yeah.
the Jesuit America.
You know, That's my first brush with sainthood in a long time. And I guess what I recall from, I thought about rereading the article just in preparation for this morning, but I didn't. But what as Reggie just mentioned, it took such a long time. And the article had mentioned, I think, Mother Teresa, and I thought she got canonized in the snap of the fingers, it seemed like. And Bransma took a really, really long time. And of course, I guess you have to wait for the miracle, which I am fairly skeptical about. But anyway, anyway, that's I had remember hearing the name, but hadn't brought into any consciousness until John's email brought it back to me. Oh, I remember a Carmelite named Bransma. Yeah, but I don't know much of that other than what the article said. And I haven't been back to Hamilton forever. Like I said, when was the when did you go there? Where is everybody there? I missed that. I didn't go.
2018.
It was 5 years after the
2018?
Chicago reunion.
Okay, yeah, right.
It was the
Right.
fifth.
I didn't make it there, so I haven't seen it, or other than I remember it's a pretty hilly place for development. But anyway, not like an airfield, easy to develop.
No trees.
Right. So, but yeah, those are. Remember down, you have to go down the hill to the playing field when we had our football games and all that at back in the days. How long has Gordon Cromwell owned it? Does anybody remember or know?
Oh, geez.
Anybody know?
It was sold in 79.
Oh,
I think Gordon or Billy Graham, his church is the one who originally bought it. And then it was a combined, but I'm thinking 79 or 80 at the
Okay.
latest when it was
what
sold.
did they use it for? Was it a
It was a seminary.
training ground or
Yeah, it was a seminary.
seminary? Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, let me pass it on to the next alphabetical up the line, because that's about all I know. Okay, we missed Bob's on. He came on late, so he should have been first.
Hey, everybody, hold it.
Mike is on.
Everybody except Bob mute. And
Yeah.
do you know how to use the little,
I was 10 years old.
everybody mute, everybody mute.
I put ice cream with some wine in it. I just, it was on the counter. Yes, what happens is.
Okay. Can everybody hear me now? Just nod your head. All right.
Yeah.
At the bottom of your screen, you should have a little smiley face with a plus on it. And if you click on that, at the bottom, it says raise hand. If you want to talk, just hit the raise hand and I will come to you. So it was kind of a cluster there for a few minutes. Everybody had their microphones on. So Bob, you've got it. Continue.
Yeah, I was just mentioning, I think my last question, so I think Brian answered that there was a training, Gordon Cromwell uses the training center. And then I was ready to pass it on to the next alphabet, but I saw that Bob Zahn had joined us, so he should have been first of the Z instead of the W. So I'll pass the mic.
Okay, we'll come back to you for comments on either Titus Brandsma or whatever you're thinking about out there in California. Bob's on. Bob Wechter just passed it off to you. Welcome back.
Oh, thanks.
Hey, Bob, can you close the blinds behind you? Too much light coming in behind you.
Oh. It's not my house, so I don't know how to. Oh, here we go. I don't know how to close the other one. It's not my house, so
That's all right. Well,
it's a relative's house.
we'll deal with it. So I don't know if you caught it, but we're talking about two things. Titus, somebody has a microphone you need to mute, please.
Probably in August, because it'll be August. Or not.
All right, I just did it.
How about in July?
Okay, Bob, we're talking about two things. The sale of Hamilton by Gordon Cromwell and Titus Brandsma being canonized.
The problem is, I'm gone. Laney graduates from Red.
It's your turn.
The week after June the 1st.
Whose turn?
I can't.
Yours,
I won't be
yours.
back.
All right. I didn't know about the canonization of the saint. I never heard that until I think Lou said something about it. But I did know about the sale of Gordon Cromwell. And they're moving to Boston, I guess. So I found that an interesting fact. Beautiful, beautiful area. I forget who has purchased that area. I don't know if it's another religious organization or what is happening with that sale. But I was happy to hear about the canonization of this Titus Brandsma.
I'm gonna check the weather, and then I'm gonna come.
That's,
Look, make it
I think that was the
happen.
question.
Yeah, yeah. Anyway, how are you doing?
How am I doing?
Yeah.
I'm doing fine.
Are you
I just
still?
retired. I just retired three weeks ago. So
Whoa,
I'm
congratulations.
getting used to being retired.
Yeah, but you're keeping busy. I'm sure you're turning wood.
Oh yeah, I'm doing all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. Okay. You got anything else you want to say?
No, just hope everybody is well and enjoying life, and I wish the economy would improve, but I guess we'll have to sit through that for a while.
Okay. All right. We're going to go to Lou. Lou, I don't know if you came back in. I think you did. Louis, go ahead. You take it away. Lou Horvath. I know you're there.
Unmute.
Lou?
Got it. All right. You hear me?
Yeah, there we
Can you
go.
hear me? Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, I thought he was already ordained, so I was surprised and happy to hear that. I remember him when I was in the seminary. As it relates to the sale, that was really sad. I remember John telling us about the chapel. I think it was a student center when we went there of some sort, and it was really sad to see that beautiful chapel the way it was. So that was sad. Other than that, I agree with Bob about inflation and I know talking to a lot of my colleagues in this area, there's a lot of things going on in the country and the world, Roe versus Wade, inflation, baby formula, war in Ukraine. I mean, it's really challenging to many of us. There's so many issues that's got to be addressed today. So I don't know where it's going to go.
So Louis, you got any thoughts on Titus Brandsma? Do you remember them talking to us about him and that we've
Very little. I just can't. I did read the biography. I apologize, but I don't remember that much about him.
Yeah, of course, I went to Rome and we had one of our priests living at St. Albert's who was working on that beatification and then canonization day and night. That was his job. And, somebody commented how fast Mother Teresa got canonized. Well, John Paul II got canonized over a weekend.
Yeah.
That one surprised me. Anyway, so I think it's a really good thing for the Carmelites all over the world to have him canonized as a saint. He certainly deserves it, I think. So you're going to spend how long in Cape May?
Just about a week.
A week. Are you on the beach?
Yeah, looking at the ocean, and there's an indoor pool in case it gets too cold. My daughter has a son who's 4 and a baby that's like 9 months old, so that's going to be nice for them.
Okay. And how many kids you got? Who's going to be there?
4 others: myself, my daughter, son-in-law, and 2 grandchildren, a boy and a girl.
Okay. Wow. Well, you're going to have a bunch you're going to have a bunch of cookouts?
We don't know yet. It's Omicron is coming back in this area. Philly is on a mask mandate for schools and public. So they don't want to go out too far. You know what I mean? We're going to stay on the beach, and that's it. Not go much anywhere else. Don't want to go indoors and eat restaurants. They got a little baby, so that's a little challenging for them.
What did you say is coming back again?
Omicron virus?
Really?
Yeah, Philadelphia and Montgomery County is outside of Philadelphia, and a mask. They now require a mask again.
Wow.
And the latest I read is you'll hear about it, the
monkeypox.
Monkeypox, yeah. Everyone's concerned about monkeypox, so I think the viruses are coming back.
Wow. All right, Lou, I hope you can hang in there with us for a little bit longer.
Okay.
I know your kids are coming and you're going to want to get into that new or that guest house or whatever you call it, beachside house.
Thank you.
Let's go now to Bob Clark, who skipped choir to join us. Bob Clark, it's your turn. Well, maybe he went back to join the choir.
Oh, unmute.
Unmute, everybody.
Yeah.
Bob, there you go.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I was muted. I remember Titus Brandsma. I don't know why that it came up in, I remember it from Hamilton, and I remember that he died at the hands of the Nazis. That's the thing that struck me the most. He was he wasn't a theologian per se, but he died, at the hands of the Nazis. And for some reason, that's always stuck in my mind. And I've reviewed it on Facebook too. There's been a lot on Facebook as well. About Hamilton, I mean, I'm sad to see that happen. Sometimes it seems like everything I've been involved with is disappearing. Hamilton will no longer be CJS. Niagara isn't what Niagara used to be. And some of the places I have even worked, quarters here and there is gone. I almost feel like I have gives me a feeling of having no history here after a while. But I don't know what else to say about CJS. I mean, it was beautiful. Gordon Divinity. I remember Tom mentioned that they acquired it sometime in the late 70s or what would you say, 1979 or early 80s. And I'm sad to see it go. I don't know what it's ultimately going to look like here. As John mentioned, I was unable to attend the reunion 5 years ago. And it just makes me sad, but I don't know what we can really do about it, which is a good question. So, but that's about all I have to say. It's good to see all of you again here. We don't have the monkeypox yet in Arizona, and gasoline prices. We have lots of coyotes and other little creatures crawling around here, but no monkeys right now. I just saw a roadrunner just earlier this morning, so that made me happy. But yeah, I mean, I'm just sad about the whole thing, and the economy is the same here. Gas prices, they're around regulars around $4.50 a gallon here right now. So we're kind of hanging in there and see where things are going to go. I've been watching, since I'm originally from New Jersey, I've been watching the Pennsylvania primaries specifically, particularly what's going on with the Republicans. They're kind of neck and neck, and they're going to have a recount, I guess, there. And I have a sister that lives in Toms River, New Jersey, which is just north. It's north of Cape May, and she was telling me about the COVID, and she had she has two daughters and two sons, and one of the daughters, her three little ones actually ended up back in the hospital right away, like a week or so ago. And one of them had two viruses that they couldn't identify, but it wasn't COVID. But at least she told me it wasn't, she didn't think it was COVID, but who knows? I mean, so I understand it's growing again, or, it's becoming very active again in the Northeast, particularly in Pennsylvania, Eastern Pennsylvania and New Jersey. So that's about all right now. So, I mean, I'm here, it's quiet here right now this morning in Tucson, Arizona. So, but good to see all you guys.
Yeah, hey, thanks so much for joining us. And I know you're really committed to the choir down there, and I'll tell you what, we all appreciate seeing you.
By the way, Kevin is coming to see me on the 31st of this month again. So it'll be good to see him again.
Yeah, is he back in Arizona?
I'm not sure. I think so. All I know is he texted me maybe a week or two ago, wanted to know if he could come down and visit. And I said, of course, so he said he could come down on the 31st of May. So I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, he sent me an email yesterday and said, hey, I'm saying Mass at St. Agnes. Well, St. Agnes is Phoenix. That was my first assignment when I came from Rome. So he said, well, if I get out of the Mass and you guys are still going, I'll try to join you. So let's hope that he can. He's had an exciting venture here for the last couple of months. I'm anxious to hear all about it. Hope he can share it with us. So
one other thing, you just reminded me of something. Kevin Leafy and Kevin McBride officiated at my wedding to my wife, Mary Frances, and we're celebrating our 50th wedding anniversary on June 10th.
woohoo!
So, yeah. So
Kudos,
50 great
congratulations.
years. Thank you.
Congratulations. Okay, let's go over to Sir Guy Gramala. Guy, it's your turn.
Okay, can you hear me?
Oh, yes.
Okay, that's too bad. Thinking about Hamilton, it's kind of sad to see the place go. A lot of fond memories. Obviously, that's where I graduated. And Doc, I think, came up with the idea, like you said, let's all pitch in and buy it. It'd be nice, but I think it's not practical. As far as Titus Brownsma, I remember hearing about that for a while. I used to get different correspondence in that. In fact, the last one, which I think was one that got his canonization on the road, was Mike Driscoll as being the miracle. Do any of you guys remember him?
No.
Because he was in New York province. I remember meeting him and I can't think of the guy who was the provincial. That's a long time ago. I remember the name. And rather pleasant that he happened to be the one to receive the miracle. Oh, other than that, I don't know too much.
Yeah, I heard about Mike Driscoll. I didn't know him, but he's claiming, and others have claimed, that he had been praying to Titus Brandsma for years because he had late stage cancer and they didn't think he'd recover. And he's in remission. And he actually went to Rome for the canonization. So it'd be really interesting to find out more about that. So thanks for mentioning that, Guy. How are you guys doing out there in terms of, the economy?
Not like everyone else, everything's overpriced. Hard to keep up with it. One of our biggest problems right now, I guess, is the violence. I don't know if anybody's been following any of it.
Yeah.
It seems like almost every day there's some shooting going on in Milwaukee. It's kind of sad. I mean, when I first came here, it was nothing like that. And like everybody else, I don't know what's going on with people there. I just saw one, I guess, on TV this morning. They had a confrontation. Two cars kind of came together. Two guys got out of the car. They started talking, and then they shot each other. Crazy. I mean, I don't know what's going on with the, they say with the world, it's frightening. Once again, guns don't kill people. People with guns kill people. They're trying to solve or work on some of those problems here in terms of their enforcing a curfew, which they used to have. And they're also trying to crack down on these guys with, what do you call it, reckless driving. Now if they get caught, they take the car, which would be helpful, except for the fact the guys that are driving it don't have a license, don't even have the car. They stole it. So it's a funny situation. I know we're working on it, but hopefully it'll turn around sometime.
Okay, Guy, good to hear from you. John Prusik, you ready? Take it away.
Oh, yeah, okay. Well, first, we gotta clear the record here. None of us should believe Bob Clark was singing in a choir this morning. That's not true. We all know that, he was singing a different tune. He was meeting with the New Jersey mob because he had a lot of splaining to do. So Bob, it's a nice try, but
So I was meeting with the Joe Gallo family this morning. And now I'm a made man finally. I've been wanting to do
okay. All right. And hey, Moose, I got to tell you, I was just up in Milwaukee not long ago. I did the little tour of the Pabst Blue Ribbon Brewery, which is no longer functioning, but it was fun to see. Yeah, we should get together
They
next
have a
time.
decent restaurant.
Yeah,
Yeah, next time you come up, let me know.
I will. Yeah, but Titus Brownsville, I don't know much more than the article that was passed around. I do remember, when we were kids up in Niagara, you heard about him. It's like you said, Reggie, it's been going on forever. But the thing, I've got a lot of experience with the Jesuits from various teaching and college degrees and stuff. But the Jesuits, they seem to get a saint like every couple of years. It's no big deal for them. But the Carmelites, it's like every couple of centuries. So this is a big deal for the Carmelites. I'm very happy for them. It's long overdue, and it's great. It's great. As far as Hamilton, I differ with our colleague, Mr. Clark. I'm not sad about the sale. The dirty Protestants carved up our beautiful chapel. And so if they want to sell it, good riddance, let them go. And we'll see who buys it, and I don't think it's sad at all. And maybe they'll put up a nice golf course there or something. So, but that's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
Hey, so John, several guys have mentioned the economy where they're at. What's it like in Chicago?
Oh man, we're living the dream here. It couldn't be better. No, it's the same here, but you deal with it. I know everybody blames President Biden, which is just ridiculous, but it's not Biden's fault that gas costs $4.50. But anyhow, we'll see at the polls coming up. But no, thanks for asking. We're good here. Chicago's good here. We're, I do think Moose talking about Milwaukee, and God, every time I turn around, there's another shooting up there. That's not good. Of course, we have our share of shootings down here. So anyhow, yeah.
Okay, John, great. Always good to see you. You bring a little bit of spark and energy to the group. Okay, Brian Cody, I can see you're up there waiting. Turn your mic on and come on down.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm gonna defend Bob for a second. Sorry, John. I'm gonna defend Bob for a second. I sang last night, so I sang for both of us. So you're excused for today. You're okay. Yeah, I know how that is. Yeah, the thing about the Titus Brandsma thing, I know the Carmelites put out a 3 Zoom meeting session on different aspects of Titus Brandsma. I was able to watch all 3 of them. They were actually pretty well done. I think the thing about the miracle, about why it took so long for him to be canonized, I kind of think because he was a journalist and he was lesser known than someone like Mother Teresa or the Pope, they were world famous. Titus was not. He was a journalist in his own place there, and that's what really got him into trouble with the Nazis was his journalism. And I think it took a long time for the people who were researching him to go through all of his journalistic writings to find anything that could have been contra to canonization or whatever. So I think that probably played a role in why it took so long for Titus to be canonized. One of the neat stories that came out of that series of Zoom meetings was the day that Titus died in the concentration camp at Dachau. He was going to be given a lethal shot of some kind of a medicine. I don't know what they call it. And the nurse who was to administer the shot, used to be a Catholic, but had fallen away. Titus Brandsma kind of gave her a little bit of encouragement to keep, to do what she knew she had to do. And he gave her his rosary, which was a handmade rosary by a Jesuit in the concentration camp, and gave her the rosary, and she took the rosary, gave him the lethal injection. He died. 3 years later, the woman had an experience, I don't know, she doesn't say what it was, but it all of a sudden made her realize what she had done. And so she came back to the faith, and she's actually one of the people who went to Rome to testify on behalf of Titus Brandsma's canonization process. I thought, wow, what a neat story that was. That kind of inspired most people to think in terms of everyday little actions that we do have a profound effect, even though we very seldom ever see them. I kind of like that whole thing. The Hamilton sale, I followed the same things as you guys did, and I too, like John, was kind of taken aback by how the chapel looked, because we remember how it looked when we were there. And we went there, it looked more like it was a study hall, I guess. And so it was more disappointing than anything else, but things do change. Whoever buys it's going to have a beautiful property, that's for sure. The economy, probably the same here, although Delaware typically has lower gas prices, but not right now, not by very much. My wife and I are getting ready for a trip starting the week after next up to Canada. We're taking our trailer for about 3 weeks, going up to London, Ontario for a confirmation of a real good friend of ours. We're going to swing through Michigan, go down to Indiana. We're going to go back visit Notre Dame. First time I've seen Notre Dame in 50 years. So get a little tour of that. And then to Ohio for a wedding of a good friend of ours, and then back home. I was looking at the gas prices in Canada. I don't feel so bad about paying $4.45 here in the States. In Canada, the gas is $2.05 a liter. Now times 4. Now you're talking nine plus bucks a gallon. So I'm not going to look at $4.45 as being that bad anymore, although it still is. But that's kind of the thing. But that one thing about the Titus Brandsma, I thought that was kind of interesting about the lady who gave him the final injection and her story about how she was one of the ones who came back and testified to his saint, to his holiness.
Well, Brian, thanks so much for that. You know, I spent those 4 years in Rome, and there were a lot of Dutch Carmelites that were there as students and priests. And one of them was the one who was working on the beatification and the canonization of Titus Brandsma. I never heard a story like that. This must be something that's relatively new that has come out. And I have to ask you this, how did you find out about that series of informational webinars that the Carmelites did? I'm surprised I didn't hear about it. I've got contact with still 3 or 4 guys.
Yeah, you know, I think it's because on planning this trip to Canada, I usually go to the Carmelite website there in Niagara Falls, just to to see who's there, what's going on, stuff like that. And one of the little links there was to the webinars about Titus Brandsma. So I clicked on that. So to me, it was probably mostly accidental that I found it. And so nobody wrote to me and told me about it. I kind of find it haphazardly on visiting the website there. Now, if you want me to, I can send you the links to that.
Oh, I would send it to the whole group. So whoever is interested can read them. I would love to see that.
Yeah, they were pretty well done.
Do you remember who is stationed there? Do you remember?
At Niagara right now?
Yeah, when you went to the website.
I don't think I got that far.
Okay, well, great, Brian. Always good to see you. We're going to go down to Massachusetts now, and the professor, Tom Vaughn. Oh, you know what? I don't.
Hi, everyone.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Where's your Red Sox hat? You ashamed to wear it now?
Upstairs. I didn't wear it today. Is anybody? No, nobody's wearing a hat. Well, I joined the group a little late because when I got into Zoom, it said you have an old version of Zoom and you have to update it. So it took a couple of minutes to update. So that's why I was late. But at the beginning of the meeting, did the group wish Guy happy birthday? Isn't this his birthday today?
Right. It is. Happy birthday, old timer.
Thank you.
Birthday, Guy.
FYI, it's also
more.
my wife's.
Wow.
Oh,
You share your birthday with your wife's birthday?
Yes, I do.
Wow. That's great. As far as the 2 questions are concerned, well, I didn't know about the selling of Hamilton, but my sentiments are with Bob Clark. So many institutions that we were involved with over the last 50 years have been disappearing. Like he said, the Niagara that we knew, the college, and I guess Our Lady of Peace is probably still there, but it's completely changed because of the fire and because of closing it down. And Hamilton, I've been there a few times. I went there before the first reunion in 2000. Was that 2013? Was that when we were in Chicago?
Right.
2013, yeah. So I went there and I took pictures so we could share those. I think I sent them to Doc. He put him on the the CD. And then I visited again for the 2018 reunion to make the arrangements for us to be there. And I took more pictures and I shared those too. Very disappointing. I agree about the chapel. I don't know if I was scandalized, but I was kind of shocked that they didn't use it as a chapel because they built that other building on the hill. If you remember the ones that were there at the reunion, we went out and you walk up a pathway and they had built their own church chapel on that hill behind the road, the access road. And I guess they kept, when we went in, there was like a little side room where there was some altars that priests could celebrate mass. Those were still there. And when John talks about all the good memories that we had when we were in the chapel, and now it's gone, and now it's a study hall. On both visits, when I went there and I was taking pictures, I asked the person I was with, "Can I see the gym?" And they said the gym doesn't exist anymore. The gym is a bunch of apartments. I mean, it couldn't. I mean, and for some reason, there was a door that was locked. And they said you can't go down there. That was one of the areas I couldn't get to when I did my 2 tours, but there was nothing to go down to see. It was gone. I suppose the mud room that we used to play the twist. We'd have the radio going and we'd be, after recreation, we'd sort of sneak down to the mud room and then we'd do the twist. So that, yeah, that building has a lot of memories for all of us and it's sad to see it go. But I don't know if maybe somebody will keep it as it is and just repurpose the building, or to just tear it down and break it up into subdivisions and sell a lot of expensive houses. As far as Titus Brandsma is concerned, I remember him from our days at Hamilton. I guess the priest probably informed us about him during sermons, and they held him up to us as a person that we could aspire to. And the thing that I remember about, he was associated with the Nazis and had been killed in the concentration camp. The thing that I'm very happy about is that it's a Carmelite. It's not a Discalced Carmelite. I mean, like, I don't know about Saint Teresa of Alba and some of the other saints. They're all Discalced. This is the first one I can remember that's Calced. It's one of our like Carmelites, not our cousin Carmelites. That's about it. Oh, and the economy. Now the gas here is $4.75. Groceries. When you go to the grocery store now, it's about 20% more for the bill. We seem to be doing. I mean, my wife and I and our family are doing well. I mean, with all my teaching, I have more money now than I've ever had in my life. I even got a pay raise. I do some teaching for Middlesex Community College, which is a state college, and we didn't have a pay raise for a couple of years, and they finally signed a contract. So all the money was put into one check 2 weeks ago. So I got a nice big check from, even though I'm part-time, because I taught 4 or 5 courses during the time that there was no contract. They gave me the prorated amount for all of those times that I missed those pay raises. And I had this very fortunate happening at Northeastern University. I usually have about 15 to 20, 22 students in my class. This past semester, starting in January and ended in May, I only had 4 students. So they asked me, "Do you still want to teach the course?" I said, "Oh yeah, I'll teach it." It was a hybrid. So I taught a week online and I taught a week at the university in Boston. And then about the beginning, no, it must have been like the 3rd week in April, I got an email from my boss. He said, the professor that teaches the other section of this ethics course is sick. He can't finish it. Would you be willing to take it on? I said, "Oh yeah, I'll help out." And they said, all right, you have to do all the correcting of the papers and final exams from April the 4th until the closing of and then you're gonna have to compute the grades too for the professor. You'll be the professor of record once you say yes. I said, okay. So I got a big check. I said to him, well, I'm gonna be doing a lot of work. There's a 15-page, 12-page report that they have to write at the end, plus they have to take an exam, plus I have to do all the work that he didn't correct since April the 4th. So they gave me 2/3 of all the money. Like it was a 3-credit course. So they gave me the money for 2 credits, which is like $2,100 or $2,200 for just about 3 weeks of work. So I was very happy with that. Although right now the enrollments are down. I was informed by Middlesex Community College that my summer course only has 9 in it. So they said, do you want to teach it? I said, yeah, I'll teach it. So I'm going to get $113 a student. So I'll get a little over $1,000. But after they take out all the deductions, I'll be, I won't be getting that much money. But I want the students to get the knowledge, and it won't be too bad. So teaching keeps me busy. So as far as, because of the economy is going up, we have enough money to cover any extra expenses. And we're doing the same thing that Lou does. Our family gets together on the coast of Maine. July 9th, we rent a nice cottage right on the water, and it sleeps 12 or 13. And Matt will be coming with his family from Louisiana, and Judy and Jay and our 2 grandchildren will be coming. There'll be 13, about 13, 12 or 13 of us. And it's right on the water. It's very expensive, but it's a very nice for 1 week. But it's the one time of the year the whole family can get together.
Where is it? Where in Maine?
Well, we used to be in Wells, but we had to get a bigger cottage, so we just moved up the coast a little bit. It's in Wells, but it's called Drake Island.
Okay.
It's just not. There's a breakwater at Wells Harbor, and we used to be on the south side of the breakwater, and Drake Island is on the north side of the breakwater. But it's with Wells, right by the Rachel Carson Wildlife Refuge in Kennebunkport. Yep. So thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to share those thoughts with everybody.
Wait a
And it's
minute.
great.
I'm not letting you go. First of all, with all that extra money you got, you get up to Hamilton, you put a down payment on the place just to hold it. And second of all, I can't believe you're in such a happy mood with your Red Sox boom in the bottom. What's going on with that?
We got a winning streak of 4 right now, 4 games. Yeah, but it's a long season. We got some good players. Xandar Bogaerts and that, I guess this new guy, Story, I think he hit 4 home runs in 2 days. Yeah, I guess our pitching could use a little help.
Well, okay,
And,
Tom.
The Bruins was a disappointment, but we're still hopeful for the Celtics. Don't know. Too bad they lost yesterday, but I think the injuries are starting to catch up with them.
Yeah, it's a tough time of the year. They really get worn down.
Yep.
Okay, so looking at the list, have I missed anybody? Anybody want to jump? Oh, Mike Beener. Oh my God. How could you've been right there in the corner of my screen all night long. Michael, take it away. No, your microphone. Turn your microphone on.
On the Titus Brand, I had a small little book that I bought at a used book thing. It was a nun's place that was breaking up, and so I had read that. I had it in my collection, and about 10 years ago I read it. I think I read it another time too. So I've always been impressed with the 3 Carmelites: St. John of the Cross, St. Teresa of Lisieux, and St. Teresa of Avila. They're quoted whenever somebody's trying to talk about the great saints of the church. You know, they always bring up those 3, and I'm always kind of proud that the Carmelites are there. Somebody talked in Niagara. My wife and I went for about 7 or 8 straight years for the silent retreat the week before Easter, and we had a Seder meal with Father Craig. I can't remember his last name now. It was super, but unfortunately it's been canceled the last 3 years because of the pandemic. Made some notes here so I don't forget things. And about 25 years ago, I was in Boston for the marathon, and my son and we took a side trip up to Hamilton, and I wanted to show him where I went to school. And of course, it's gorgeous as you go up the winding road. It's just beautiful. Anyway, I went into what was the chapel, and the floor looked all like a bunch of pigs had gone through it. And there were these ping pong tables and people playing ping pong. So anyway, so that took me down. Oh, shoot. But then when we had our recent visit up there, a few years ago, I was impressed how nice a job they did on it. It was really beautiful. As far as myself, I'm still working 1 day a week. On Mondays, I do hair transplant surgery and see a few consults, but it's been nice. The rest of the time, I've had to become a caregiver for my wife. She fell a couple years ago, broke both bones, 2 bones in her hip area. And so I have to do some lifting and stuff. Fortunately, I pray every day my back will stay strong, but she's going to get better. And she's been an active wheelchair racer for many years. So I've always been very proud of her. Let's see what else. I think that's about it. I get time for some golfing and some recreational running, and that's about it. Just trying to keep the waistline down is a challenge. Anyway, I think I'll end it right there.
Okay, Mike, it's good to see you. Good to hear from you. I'm glad things are going well and hope that your wife can recover quickly. I guess that's about it. This has been pretty good. Good to see everybody. Everybody seems to be in good spirits. We'll do it again in a couple of weeks. Louis Horvath, for one, sent a very long list around. I don't know if you all got it, of different things, topics that we could talk about during these sessions. So we'll certainly do that. It's been a little while since it's been a little while since the last one, but I've been busy here and I was away to Moscow for a week and everything piled up here. So I'll go to the calendar here tomorrow, and probably a couple of weeks out, I'll schedule another one. I know there were a few guys that wanted to be here. So Bob Wechter, you wanted to say something?
Yeah, good question. What with Bob Clark's commenting that, institutions and things are on the decline and disappearing. And I remember last or a couple Zooms ago, Kevin Lathy was talking about, Vitiate. And so my question is, what's the state of the Carmelites? I believe they're decreasing in manpower and number. And I had the opportunity, oddly enough, reading an article in the paper today. There was a mention of Mount Carmel Catholic High School in Houston. And I said, oh, that was kind of odd. I presume that was it. And I just wondered how many of the ministries or high schools and parishes that we recalled potentially working at when we were seminarians are around today for the province, or, have the provinces merged, and what's the state of the Carmelites actually? Because it sounds like, just like everything, it's kind of on the decline.
That's a good question. Kevin has briefed us on kind of the state of the Carmelites in the United States as he saw it today. A lot of newcomers from South America, from the Philippines, Vietnam, but the numbers are going down. And I think it'd be a really good, I'd love to know how many of those institutions are no longer ours. So I'll send Kevin, he'll get a copy of this, this recording tonight, but I'll send him an email and I'll ask him if he can prepare himself and give us an update on that next. I would love to know that. I know where
Is
I
there
was.
Is there a website? Is there a Carmelite province website?
Yeah, there is. There is. I don't know what it is offhand, but I'll try to
Google
find
it.
that.
I can
Yeah.
send it. Yeah, I can send it to you. I
Okay.
can send you a link.
Yeah, good. Do that. Send it to everybody, Brian.
Okay.
Regis, is there any chance also that we could get information on the New York province? Because we had a lot of guys from the New York area, and I don't know what's happened to that.
We had dinner with Quinn over Christmas. And of course, he was the father provincial for 6 years. He's one of the novice masters now, out at Reggie. What's the name of the New York province place?
Middletown.
Middletown.
Yeah, that's where they have, I think they have a joint novitiate there for both provinces. And that Quinn has left Washington after years there and is now in Middleton. And, but we didn't talk at great length, but I certainly got the feeling from Quinn that American Carmelites are doing quite well. And I didn't get the feeling they were on decline at all. So,
This
so
was
that's-
Christmas 2021, John? Christmas
yeah, it
2021?
was, this past Christmas. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was in town and, yeah. But he's doing fine and, yeah, I didn't get that feeling at all, but maybe Kevin can. educate.
John, is Quinn still working in psychology? He was a clinical psychologist at one point, correct?
Yeah, he's a clinician.
Right.
Well, he spent years in Washington and he had so many hats. I mean, he was prior, he was novice master, he was master of the students there. He worked at Catholic University as an adjunct professor. And then for a while he was at Reggie, what's the name of the hospital in Silver Spring for clerics that are really having problems with
St. Luke Institute.
Pardon
St.
me?
Luke's?
St. Luke's.
St.
He was
Luke's.
running St. Luke's for a while. He had quite a career. But now
My
he's
last- My
now
last
he's
contact,
novice master.
my last contact was years ago in California here. He came out, I believe, as a consultant to the diocese or something in regards to the pedophilia problem.
Yeah.
And was out here then. That's got to be 10, 15 years ago or more,
Yeah.
whenever it was. And I hadn't been in touch with him since, except through Larry Tice.
I was always amazed that mission or that calling to day in and day out work with severely impaired religious, which is what he did. Wow. That's a tough job. But he did it and I'm sure helped a lot of folks.
Where were you? Where did you meet with him in Chicago? Is he still have family in Chicago?
We live in Chicago.
But did Quinn, did you visit with him in Chicago? He grew up there, so I was curious whether he's probably still he had a lot of sisters too.
He had like 7 sisters.
Yeah. Okay.
And but he came over to our house for dinner. But I remember when his mom passed away. She was quite a figure on the South Side, and I went to her funeral. I forget which church, but it was packed. It was standing room only for her funeral. So, and I remember he was standing up at the altar to give a sermon with all his sisters, and he said, you know, I got so many sisters. That's why I joined the Carmelites. I wanted some brothers. I always remember him saying that.
Okay, guys. Well, thanks for the memories. Thanks for the input. Always good to see everybody. I'll edit this. Well, I'm not going to edit it. I'll just save it, put it up on YouTube, and I'll send it around to everybody that's here and that couldn't make it. We'll look forward to doing it again in a couple of weeks.
All right.
Hey,
Thanks,
Red, take
Regis.
care.
Hi,
So long,
everybody.
everyone.